Satnam. Eye gazing. Drishtis. These are eye focuses. Oftentimes we look at the brow point, right? You're often heard, hey, just stare at the brow point. Close your eyes and stare at that brow point. Or let's look down the tip of our nose or through our chin or through the top of our head. These are drishtis. These are focal points because they help with our concentration. Well, it's a very simple thing that you can do. You can use an object like a candle. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look and just kind of gaze at that flame. Gaze at the flame of a candle. You've been around a campfire. You've just kind of lost yourself in the fire, right? You could have 15 people sitting around a fire pit. Nobody's talking. Everybody can just simply be with one another and just gaze. Gaze at the flames flickering, looking at the embers, their nice orange glow. This is what you're going to do here. We're going to light a candle. We're going to stare at it. And when we light a candle, you want to look at sort of like the middle part of the candle. It's usually the brightest part. A lot of times you'll see the orange and the yellow, and if you really, really look, there's a spot. It's white. That's where all the heat is. That's where you want to bring your attention. You want to look at it right there. You want to keep your eyes open. You want your eyes open so that they start to tear. And you just keep looking. You start to tear. So you try not to blink. And you can open your eyes wider if you need to, but try not to blink as you're doing this. Now, you can set a candle down on a table in front of you so you don't have to hold it. But it wants to be about arm length away. That's where you want it to be, somewhere around 2 feet or so. But you don't want it down here. You don't want it way up here. You want it at eye level so that you're looking at it at eye level. Now, you don't have to have a candle to look at. You can simply look at a spiritual person that you are acquainted with, and you can look directly in their eyes. It's called Tratakam, looking at their eyes, look into the spiritual master's eyes. So you can do that if you wish. You can gaze at the sun. You need to be careful when you do that because staring at the full sun, you're going to hurt your eyes. But first thing in the morning, sunrise. First thing at night, sunset. You can stare at it. If it hurts your eyes, obviously, don't do it. But usually within the first 10 minutes or so of the sun rising, and usually within the last 10 minutes of the sun setting, is a safe time to just simply gaze at the sun. So you can do that. But today, we don't have the sun in the room, so we're going to use a candle. So I've got my candle. I've got my lighter, so I'm going to light the candle. Now, you want it again. I'm going to use a flat palm to hold up the candle. I'm using my right hand to just hold the candle in front of me. My left hand, I'm just going to set gently in my lap. And all you're going to do is you're going to just stare at that candle. You're going to stare at that middle part that looks brighter than everything else. You sit tall with your chest out, your chin in, and you just, without any wavering of your focus of your eyes at all, you're just looking at that point. And you will keep your eyes open until they start to water. You don't want to do this for more than, usually if you're starting out, just a few minutes. Don't go past, 8, 9, 10 minutes, something like that. You don't need to. If you've gotten to the point where your eyes have watered, you're good. But that's what you'll do. You'll hold this candle in front of you, arm's length away, or set it on an object, and just stare at that point. Do your best to not blink. And when you are done, you've gone through the few minutes of holding this up, before you close your eyes, because what we'll do next is we're going to close our eyes, and there'll be an after image. And that after image you want to pay attention to. So In a moment, I'm going to blow out my candle, I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to bring my attention to that brow point. And there'll be an image, an after image. And you want to do your best. If it starts to chase its way to the left or to the right or up and down, bring it back to the brow point and just stare at that after image. So again, you'll do this for 5-6 minutes, something like that. Don't go past like 10 minutes. And when your eyes have watered or you feel you've done it for long enough, you'll simply blow out your candle, close your eyes, rest your hands, bring all of your eye focus up to this point here. And there will be an after image. And you simply focus on whatever that after image is. You just look at it. And you can sit here as long as you'd like to. Now, what is this good for? What is it helpful for? Well, first of all, for all of you who sit in front of computers, having your eyes tear, it's very healthy to have that happen. A lot of times we don't get that reaction throughout our day unless we get something caught in it. But if you think about like a couple of very strong emotions, do you know when you have like that overwhelming sense of sadness where you cry and you're like, right? You've had like that kind of a cry. Your eyes are just, you've lost somebody very important to you. Your eyes are just so heavy. When that's all done, when all of that has come out, isn't there that last, it's that relief, that release. Your eyes have cleansed. Or somebody's told you a very, very funny joke and you've had that belly laugh where you can't stop laughing so hard you start to cry, right? Your eyes are tearing. There's so much joy coming out of you, so much laughter, your eyes are crying. That's also very good. It's also very cleansing. Interestingly, both leave you with that whew afterwards. Well, this is something that you can do that will give you that sense of calmness, that sense of balance, as well as getting the impurities out of your eyes, letting your glands of the eyes, the ducts, to sweat, so to speak, to let them tear. In the same way that your skin pores want to get the impurities out of your skin, your eyes need to flush as well. So keep your eyes open as long as you can. Try not to blink. Be sensible. Don't go past a certain amount of time. Especially if you're looking at the sun, use your common sense. Don't stare at it during the height of the sun. You're going to ruin your eyes, so don't do that. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, about the first 10 minutes in the morning, last 10 minutes at night. It's usually generally safe to stare at the sun. But again, if it hurts your eyes, don't do that. Same thing with the candle. You can pick a different object. Again, pick a spiritual person in your life that you can just stare in their eyes. Put a dot on a piece of paper and stare at that. The idea is that you're looking to gain your ability to increase your concentration by staring at one particular point. This, by definition, is what's called meditation. Singular, focused attention. We just happen to be using a candle. So use this, share this. Sitting around the campfire maybe this summer, go ahead and just stare into the embers or use a candle. Make sure the room's dark and just enjoy. I wish you well. Sat Nam.